everyone, I'm Kathy, the Clumsy Soaper. Today I would like to share with you the new soap design technique that I developed, and I call this Open Cup Swirl. So, without further ado, let's get started. Here we have a disposable cup, and using a cutter, I remove the bottom cover of the cup. Using a scissors, I cut triangle openings at the brim. It doesn't have to be evenly spaced, and you don't have to do any measurements. It's all up to you to estimate. To support the weight of the cup so that when I pour the soap butter, it wouldn't move, I used a chopstick and cut two openings on both ends of the cup so that I can insert the chopstick that could serve as cup weight. I inserted two chopsticks to balance the weight, and the orientation is on the opposite direction. But it doesn't really matter, it's just my own preference. Here are the ingredients that I've used for this soap. We have the 5 oil combination. Next, we have the fragrance oil. 3 neon colors, purple, yellow, and orange. And the last one is our 37% lye solution. I plan to divide my soap butter into 4. The 3 will be colored and the bulk of the portion will be uncolored. To begin with, I suspended and dispersed the colorants properly into 10 ml of oil. I mix it properly using a mini mixer or milk frother. Both lye and oil are at room temperature now, and we can slowly pour lye solution into our 5 oil mix. Then we have to swirl it gently until we reach an emulsion. You can use a stick blender if you prefer, but for me, I'm just using the no stick blender technique. There's nothing special about the no stick blender technique except for the fact that I am not using any hand mixer, and yet the reaction is still faster because the concentration of lye solution is high. I'm using 37% solution, and we all know that at high concentrations of lye, the emulsion and the trace will come much faster, and the saponification reaction is also faster compared to when you are using a lower concentration of sodium hydroxide. I'm not using any stick blender to keep the solution as fluid as possible, even if the concentration is high. Once a stable emulsion is observed, I've added 3.5% of fragrance oil into the solution. I swirled it again for a while, then poured a portion of the emulsion into the colorants that I dispersed in oil. This is where I typically would start to vigorously mix the solution until trace. Now we are ready to pour our soap butter into the mold. I've started with the uncolored solution. Pour a small portion of that into the center of the mold and place the improvised tool that I made a while ago. Then we can alternately pour a portion of the soap butter into the mold. There's no particular sequence that I followed. A little bit of chit chat. I originally wanted to call this technique open cup flower pour. As you can see, we are producing a design that actually looks like a flower, but then I've changed my mind. And I've decided to just call it Open Cup Swirl so that the name is shorter and simpler. Now my question for you is, which one is better? To call this technique Open Cup Swirl or Open Cup Flower Pour? Let me know by writing it down in the comment section below. You can simply just write letter A if it's the open cup swirl and letter B if you prefer the open cup flower pour for the name of this technique. As I pour the remaining portions of the soap butter, I'd like to thank you for joining me again this week. If you are new here in my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the bell notification icon to keep you posted of my soap making videos, DIY tutorials, and a lot more. Just like you, soap making is my passion, so I would really appreciate if you can join me in my soap making journey so we could learn and grow together. I'm not so sure about you, but for me, I really like the design that is coming out from this improvised tool. Okay. Just now, I was confused on whether I would put the uncolored butter or the colored ones. Then I've decided to pour purple and the plain and yellow and plain again, then purple. Is this purple or violet? Up to now, I'm still confused between colors purple and violet. It looks the same to me. And then here I have the orange color. Almost finished with orange. And I have the remaining yellow. And let's just pour the remaining plain butter and take as much as I can from the container. Next, I pulled the improvised tool slowly so that I won't sabotage the design, and just poured the remaining plain soap butter into the center to make it look like a flower, and swirl it a bit. I am doing it as gently as I can so that I won't be touching the rest of the design. After 3 days, I unmolded the soap and I am so happy with the outcome. I don't have a loaf cutter, so I just mark the soap with a knife and a ruler. As you may have noticed, I sprayed alcohol into the knife so that the knife would easily glide into the soap, and after dividing the soap into two, I used my single bar soap cutter and I produced 4 bars of soap. The size of the soap is uneven. I think there are portions of the soap that are bigger than the rest. I really like the outcome, but then I've decided that I'd like to plane. I also planed the top of the two bars on the right for me to see the design at the center of the soap, while the two on the left are the untouched one. I just planed it on the side. I'd like to see the difference in the outer layer and the middle core of the soap. I hope that you like the soap design, and if you did, please give me a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below. If you dislike the soap, feel free to give me a thumbs down. Your feedback and your suggestion is very important to me, and I value all the comments that you give me, whether it's positive or negative, because that will help me to improve my craft. And once again, thank you for joining me again this week. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing and hit the bell notification icon so that you will be notified when I release a new soap making video. I hope that you will join me again next week. Before I forget, happy birthday to those who are celebrating their birthdays this month. God bless!